Toronto, you came here, you did your PGWP, you took the AIPP pathway to be a PR. Take us on that story. How did it all start?
I have a year of postgraduate work permit, so I intend to use that one on a listed employer
Of AIPP?
AIPP,
Okay.
which I have already
Yeah.
found that time before I applied for the postgraduate work permit.
Okay.
A year after that, that would be as soon as I accumulated 1560 hours, so that's 1,560 hours or 30 hours per week in a year
Of what?
of work on that employer,
Okay.
then I'll be eligible to apply for the
PR.
permanent residency under the
that's-
AIPP pathway.
That's very neat.
After I completed the 1,560 hours,
Yeah. And that took you what, 1 year?
less than a year
Less
actually.
than. Okay.
And then when I completed that, it gave me a leeway because in 2 months my postgraduate work permit will also expire.
Yes.
So when I applied on December, on January, actually on December, and then my postgraduate work permit will expire in January. So they, on that given fiscal year,
It's very-
on that given fiscal year, what happened is that all the slot for that given year has already been taken.
Okay.
So,
So you had to go to the following year.
I have to apply on the following year.
Is it the slot for that particular company, or is the slot for the
for
AIPP?
for the AIPP of Nova Scotia on that given year?
All right.
When we applied January 2020, that was for first a closed work permit,
Okay.
and then after the closed work permit, I should,
Meaning you are only allowed to,
to
work,
work
for
for
that,
that
company.
employer.
Okay.
and then there's also a commitment that in less than 90 days from the work permit application, I should also apply for my for my permanent residency, my actual
Which you
permanent
did.
residency, which I did.
What's interesting with what you did was that you were strategic and you were targeted with the idea that you targeted the AIPP listed companies so that you are absolutely sure you are able to apply for PR under AIPP. And guys, this is something you have to take note of if you plan to work, live, and study here in the Atlantic region. And your PR, when did you receive your PR?
So my PR, getting my PR is actually a year late
Okay.
because of two factors.
Uh-huh.
Just so happened that March we sent out the application for the permanent residency in March,
Yeah.
but then COVID happened,
Yeah.
and when it happened, everything closed, everything was frozen,
Yeah.
everything did not move.
Yeah.
So all the immigration office was shut down. It just so happened that I was thinking that maybe because I'm not getting any response from my work permit, it was already June or July, that I found out that the work permit application that was applied on January was sent to Alberta
Instead of Sydney.
Sydney, Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
So that in turn translate that my permanent residency application doesn't have any grounds
Yes,
or
correct.
footing to make it valid
Yes.
as an application, because my work permit should be valid first
Yes.
before the permanent residency
Okay.
application.
So then what happened?
I reached out to an NGO here,
Yeah.
and then they helped me, and so I paid around $200 to restore my status.
Oh,
And
nice.
good thing, even because you're allowed to restore your status if it's within 90 days from the date that you lose it.
Okay.
You lost it.
Yeah.
So if I lost it on January 21, 2020, I should have applied for it on or before April.
Okay. And
But
when
I
did-
only found out that I don't have status on July.
Okay, so then what happened?
So we sent out a request, an explanation to IRCC
Yeah.
that if they could be understanding and compassionate, that because of the pandemic that
Yeah.
that there's no way that we could send like a GCMS or a follow-up.
Yeah.
We
So
would never
then-
know.
But then, were they kind enough to,
They were kind enough
yeah,
to
restate you?
reinstate my status.
I'm excited to know, how did you go about with the application of PR?
When it got reinstated, since my application for the permanent residency was sent to the correct office,
Yes.
I was also asking about the status of that application. Good thing it's still on the sorting room because
Okay.
it was submitted paper-based that
Okay.
time. Basically, they explained to me that it is still in the sorting room. It means it's not yet being forwarded for process.
I see. Okay.
So when my work permit was reinstated in October,
Mm-hmm.
they just requested around November
To
for
transfer it
to transfer it from the sorting room to the processing room. And then when it was transferred to processing room, they asked me for updated documents,
Yeah,
updated job offer,
yeah.
a lot. And I was just like, I don't care anymore. I'll just submit everything that you
Yes,
asked.
yeah.
I'll submit all the things that you needed.
Yes.
Okay, on my father's birthday.
Oh.
Exactly my dad's birthday.
Okay.
So when it came out, I was just like,
Ooh la la.
it's like more than ulala. Like, pretty tit.
So guys, Dex has been or is already a permanent resident for how long now? More than a year, eh?
It's more than a year, and
Yeah.
then next year, April 2022, I'm already eligible to apply for my citizenship.
For his citizenship.
'Cause
So
if
how
it-
long did it take from the time you arrived in Toronto for your school until the time that you reach or receive your PR? How long was that?
So, if pandemic did not happen,
Well, it did happen.
yeah, I mean, like, we will just give them like the bigger picture here.
I
if
see.
there was no pandemic at
If,
all,
yes, okay.
because we're talking about AIPP.
Yes.
Imagine, I arrived 2018 of January.
Yes.
I finished my school on August
The same.
2018, so
Yeah, the
basically
same
the
year.
entire 2018 I just spent it for studying.
Yeah.
The entire 2019 I spent it just to accumulate the necessary hours of work.
For your employer.
2020 should have been my year where I get my permanent residency.
I see. So essentially, it took you what? 3 years?
5 years.
For
From 2018 to 2023.
no, but from studying to receiving your PR,
It's just 3.
3 years. It
3
took him
years.
3 years, and that's a 1-year course in Toronto. Originally, he moved here to Nova Scotia after finishing his school, applied for AIPP listed employer, and that's strategic way to do it. And then after 2 years, he received his PR. There were a lot of Ragnarok and misfortunes that happened in between. Nevertheless, you
It
guys
arrived.
can do the same pathway and the same strategy.
Yeah. So that's what I actually am very thankful about.
Yeah. So thank you very much indeed for watching this video. Thank you very much, Dex. We had a round of Peggy's Cove and Halifax and Dartmouth. And guys, Nova Scotia is pretty. This should be in your radar if you want to move to Atlantic Canada.
Because when they gon' rap, so it's some good, some fooling you. So dirty. Real hard about what you wanna be. Boy, everybody just do
I love the chase and the gun. I set the pace when I'm running. I always take when I'm gunning. I always live in 100. Don't need a bank, no ain't got it. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, baby, it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything.
Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.